the enemy prince led his army to break into the imperial palace. To save his own life, the man decided to offer the princess as a condition for surrender. Hearing this, the princess angrily shouted that he had no right to make such a decision, even if he was her husband. But the man retorted that all of this happened because of her. It turned out the enemy prince had once been deeply humiliated by the princess. Only her death could possibly calm his rage. The princess was then pushed off the city tower and coughed up blood. As she lay dying, she apologized to the prince, regretting that her arrogance had led to her kingdom's fall and she had married such a selfish man. The next moment, she was reborn. The prince was glaring fiercely at her, saying he was unwilling. The princess remembered that this was the day her scheming sister had set her up, forcing her to humiliate the prince. Without hesitation, she cast aside her arrogance and begged him to help her. But the prince insisted it was another trick of hers and refused. However, the princess suddenly recalled that in her previous life, he had shed a tear when she died. She couldn't help asking him why he had cried for her. Hearing this, the prince swore on the spot that he would never cry for someone he hated deeply. The princess pretended to be angry and said she would find another man. This time, the prince pulled her back and kissed her hard. The next day, the princess's fiancé rushed to her palace, only to be stopped outside by the maid. Hearing the argument, the princess tried to open the door, but the prince deliberately called for the maid to fetch new clothes for him. Only then did the fiancé give up forcing his way in. However, the scheming sister arrived with the emperor. The prince knew well he was about to be punished and prepared to go out, but the princess ordered him to stay, promising she would protect him, then went out alone. Upon seeing the tired-looking princess, the scheming sister pointed out that her hair was messy and asked if she was bullied by someone. The emperor immediately asked the princess to speak with him alone. After learning the man was the enemy prince, the emperor angrily ordered his execution. The princess begged him not to, for she was actually the one who bullied him. The emperor felt helpless and let her leave. As she returned to her chambers, the princess found her fiancé still waiting outside. He scolded her for having ruined her innocence, saying he was the only one willing to take her now. Hearing this, the princess sneered and asked who cared, then ignored him and entered the room. To her surprise, the prince had obediently waited for her return. She said proudly that she had kept her promise. For once, the prince didn't argue, but the next second, he coughed up blood and fainted. The princess hurriedly called for a doctor to treat him. However, the doctor explained that he had just collapsed from weakness due to a night of exhaustion.